Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom meeting. Today we will have the team presenting a different topic, and Dr. Roughaia will monitor the Zoom meeting. Please go ahead when you are ready, Dr. Roughaia. You can start moderating the Zoom meeting. Thank you.
Sorry for some circumstances. Dr. Mahasin will moderate the meeting, and we will proceed. You can proceed, Dr. Mahasin.
Sorry about that.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum, everyone.
Alaikum salam wa rahma. Go ahead.
Okay. Everything is clear, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Dr. Roughaia, you can start.
Okay. Today I will talk about developing research ideas and questions. We will identify research gap, formulating clear research questions. Next, please. First, I will talk about ideas and questions. The importance of research is research is a foundational in advancing knowledge, informing policy, and driving societal progress by addressing the pressing questions and creating innovative solutions. Overview of research process. The research process is a systematic approach consisting of identifying problems, reviewing literatures, and designing methodologies, collecting, analyzing data, and disseminating findings. Identifying research gap, recognizing and unaddressed areas within existing literature is crucial for setting the stage for impactful research inquiries, ultimately enhancing the academic discourse. Next, please. So, about understanding the research gaps, first we have to know what is the research gap. Research gaps are critical voids and unanswered questions in a field of study that warrants further investigation, guiding future inquiries to contribute to the knowledge base. Types of research gap. We have several types of research gaps, including empirical gaps, lack of data, theoretical gaps, unexplored concepts, and methodological gaps. Inadequate techniques. Okay, sorry for that. There is a 1 point above. You can go above. Yeah. About examples of gaps in various fields, examples from diverse fields such as social science, healthcare, technology will illustrate how gaps can emerge, offering numerous avenues for future research. So next, please. Now I will talk about formulating research questions. The characteristic of questions. A good research questions will be clear, focused, researchable, and allowing for in-depth exploration and contribution in theoretical and practical knowledge in the field. The types of questions can be classified into various types, including descriptive, analytical, predictive questions, each serving different research objectives and methodologies. Aligning questions with research gaps, effective research questions must resonate with identified gaps, ensuring that the research conducted fills a significant void and contributing meaningfully to the field. Next, please, Doctor. So here we have how to know the gaps. Literature review. First, we have to do literature review. Conducting literature review involves systematically examining existing research to uncover gaps where further inquiry can significantly advanced knowledge. Consulting expertise, engaging with field experts can provide insight into understudies areas of research, bringing on light gaps that may not be immediately apparent from literature alone. Then we have to analyze existing studies. Through critic and analysis of previous study, researcher can identify flawed methodologies or overlooked questions, thus paving the way for future endeavors. Next, please. Then I will talk about the frameworks of developing research ideas. We have three frameworks. Theoretical framework. This framework provides a structural lens through which researchers can interpret findings, helping to articulate relationship between the concept and guide. Then we have conceptual framework. Conceptual framework aid in clarifying the key variables and concepts that will be investigated, establishing hypotheses and guiding methodological choices. The last thing we have methodological or practical framework, which is focused on application of research findings in real-world context, aligning research with practical problems and considerations. Next, please. How to refine the research questions? First, we have to narrow down the questions. Refining research questions involve focusing on a specific aspect of broader topic, ensuring that inquiry is manageable within the scope of research. Then we have ensure clarity and focus. Clarity in research questions is vital, and as ambiguous inquiries can lead to confusion and ineffective studies. Then we have testing feasibility. Assessing the feasibility of research questions determine whether it can be answered with available resources and within given time frame. Next, please. About ethical consideration for this research questions, we have ethical guideline. Adhering to established ethical guidelines safeguard the integrity of research and protect the rights and welfare of participants involved in the study. Impact of research questions. Research questions fear significant ethical implication. Poorly framed inquiries can mislead to or harm individuals or communities, necessitating careful consideration. Then we have the responsibility in research. Researcher can carry profound social responsibility to conduct studies that are honest, respectful, and aimed at improving the life and informing society policy. Next, please. The last thing, we have conclusion about all of these. Summary of the key points. This recapitalizing the primary themes, techniques discussed throughout the presentation. Yes, we have the key summary of the key points. So we talked about the definition and the frameworks and the ethical consideration here. Then we have the importance of continuous research. Ongoing research is essential for adapting to new challenges and enhancing knowledge and fostering societal progress in an ever-changing landscape. And also, I encourage you to come with innovating ideas and contributing to the research fields. Thank you. Anyone have any questions?
Thank you so much for great presentation. If there is any questions, please raise your hand or go ahead. So it's important to have an idea about how to formulate a research question because it's the key or the first step in your research project. So you want to identify an area where there is a gap. You want to solve a problem, for example. So you want to come up with a question that's very specific. You can start with wide concept and then narrow it down. You can narrow it down using certain skills or areas. For example, if you want to study in older adults the effect of using mobile application during COVID, So you start with the general population that you want to study. In this case, for example, the all the adults population. But what in that group you want to study, then you want a specific area. If you want to specify more, you can use time period, for example, during COVID. If you want to be more specific, you can go by locality or location, for example, in the US or in the Gulf or here in the US in Michigan. So you want to be as specific as possible to pinpoint an area that's not studied before, which we call a gap. Sometimes you can be innovative. You can come up with a new idea to solve a problem. Sometimes you can follow a lead and then modify. For example, you can find when you do the literature review that someone came up with similar question, but they already finished that project. So you don't want to come up with a duplicate of that project or that idea or that research question. What you can do, however, is you can take that question and then modify it with according to the time period or according to the location. For example, the same question I have about older adults, the use of mobile application during COVID, but you are in India or in Pakistan. So you can modify the question that was raised and they studied it in the US. You want to apply the same concept, same question in India or in Pakistan, for example. So you modify only one part of the question, it's the location. Sometimes you want to do a literature review or systematic review about a topic, but they already did that for you. So if that's done in, let's say, between 2010 to 2016, then you can repeat that same question, but from 2016, 2017 until 2025, for example, and see if you can add to the literature. So the idea in general is to add something new to the literature. This is how you formulate your question. But thank you so much for great presentation. Dr. Roughaia, for great presentation. Go ahead, Dr. Mahasin.
Okay, Dr. Nader. The next topic will be with Dr. Mohamed Bashir. Dr. Mohamed, are you ready?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum
Assalamu
assalam.
alaikum. Is my voice clear?
Yes.
I'm sorry if there is a background noise due to some certain circumstances. I had to be on the road. So I'm very sorry for any sound in the back.
That's fine. Go ahead. Thank you for
Yes.
your help.
Okay. I will share screen. So we'll start. I'm going today to present how to write systematic review. My name is Dr. Mohamed Bashir. My screen is visible, right? You can see my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So first, in order to understand how to write a systematic review, we need to know the different types of reviews. So what is a review? We can call it, sometimes we call it secondary research, or some people call it disk research. what is common between all types of reviews is they all combine other papers. They all combine other papers. You will not be doing experiments yourself with real patients, but instead provide an overview of what's already known and identify gaps and controversies in it. Okay. So in a research review is a type of scholarly article that summarize, analyze, and synthesize existing research on a specific topic. So it will be like 70 to 80% will be other people's papers, and the remaining it will be your thoughts, ideas, and results. In a nutshell, you can say. So what are the types of reviews? First, we have traditional review. The characteristics of traditional reviews is that they are broad. The research question is broad. There are no specific guidelines that you follow during your thesis of traditional review. And the papers you review, you don't really have to check the quality. You review all papers, good papers. Other name for traditional.
And Dr. Muhammad, if you hear us, your voice is not clear or we cannot hear you.
I think it's connection problem with Dr. Mohammed. So can we proceed with Dr. Mahasin until the problem solved when he becomes the next?
Yes.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Dr. Mahasin, and I will be your presenter for how to use Zoom and skills of teaching and the basics of Zooms. Okay, the picture is clear, guys.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. After COVID-19 pandemic, we saw a significant registration toward this. Sorry, guys. Toward visual platform like Zoom. So let's start by registration to Zoom. Okay. Okay. So. Okay. In your Google browser, you can search about Zoom US. Okay, and this is the main page for Zoom. Let's sign in on free Zoom. They will ask you about your email address and your parrot ear. Also, there is other option. You can sign up via Facebook, Google, or Facebook. Okay. After you sign up, they will ask you to download the application. So will be the first page after you sign into your Zoom account. So okay. The next step, how to schedule a meeting on Zoom. Okay. To schedule a meeting on Zoom, we will press on the schedule. Then this is what will appear to us. Okay, the name of or the title of meeting. Then start in which time specifically. Also, reminder, and there is the option on free Zoom. The duration of meeting will be only 40 minutes. If you need more time, more than 40 minutes, I think you should do like a paid Zoom version. Okay. Also, there's the option of secret privacy in Zoom here. Okay, you can do like password. Even there is the option of enable waiting room. Okay. Also, there is a advanced option. We can record our meetings. Also, we can option like a video or to the host or even to participant. Okay. Also, there is an option. You can put specific time on your calendar. Okay. Oh, okay. The next step, how to invite people to the meeting. Okay. We will go to this icon here, meetings. Okay, we have option start the meeting or send invitation, or you can edit also the setting of meeting. This is the option if you want to do any edit to your setting. Okay, you can invite people via send message, email, or just copy the link. Okay. Start meeting. Okay. We already start our meeting, so we have options of mute, unmute, start video. Also, the participant of the video of the meeting. Okay. There's option you can mute all of them or unmute, or just you can ask them to mute themselves, or you can still there's option to invite other people to meeting. Okay. We have options of background effect here. I think the fourth one. Okay. Also, we have okay, we have the chat. Okay, in the chat, I think I have هو أنا ما عندي الأوبشن بتاع الchat فاللي هو okay, the hoster is Dr. Nader, so he can be able to send to everyone, and there we can also send files or photos. Okay. And that's on. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much, Dr. Mahasin.
Welcome.
Any questions or anything unclear as far as Zoom? So when you log into Zoom, you have the option of editing your profile as well. So you can change the name. That you can do in your mobile app, for example, in your application on your phone, or in your computer, your laptop, your iPad or so. So you can go to your file, your profile, and then you can edit your name. Sometimes people might use someone else device. So in that case, the name will be appearing for the device owner or the one who uses it. So for you, you can log into the Zoom account and then change that name while you are in the meeting. And then when you are done, you can put the name back to the original name. For example, sometimes in the past, we have one of the fellow used her daughter's, let's say, iPad to join the meeting. And when it appears to the list, on the list, her daughter's name was there. So we want you to know how to change that. So every one of you, now you can look at the participants and you can look at the list on the right side. It has all the names of 41 participants in this room or this meeting. One of you guys is signed in with an iPhone. So I don't know who has that. So it's better if you don't see your name. That means you have the iPhone and you can change that. So this is how you make a change. Sometimes you can look at your name. For example, your name is Mohammed. When you look at how many Mohammed we have at least 4. And one of them did not put the last name. So when I say, Mohammed, can you answer this question or can you contribute that? It's better to put your last name so that we can identify which one is asking or if we want to communicate with you. Something like that. If your name is unique and there's no other participant in the meeting with a similar name, that's fine. So for example, we have Noor or Noura, it's different names. So that's possible. You can just use the first name or your full name. There's no problem, if that makes sense. So it's just for communication. And when we ask people to, let's say, ask questions or give us your feedback, then if you have your name and your last name, it's going to be useful for us as far as communication. And the last part is I would ask you to put your photo or your image, your picture on your profile so that we can know who's talking and put the name to the face. That would be a professional task for you guys. So when you join residency, for example, most of the residency program nowadays, they will ask the residents to have photos, and these photos will be placed in their websites so that other people will visit their website. They will know which resident, which patch or which year, and so on. So it's better to have that available, and you can use that in your profile. Similar, if you have that professional photo, you can add that to your LinkedIn profile or other research platform like ResearchGate profile or other communication platform. So when program directors, if they want to look at your CV, they want to look at your presence in the social media, they will have your photo available along with whatever in your CV, so they can get to know you better. If this is something that can be done, that would be great. It's not required in this meeting to upload your photo in the profile, but it will be nice to have someone look at your face and talk to you in person. Anything else you want to add? Any comments, any questions? Please feel free to jump or raise your hand. Otherwise, we can go back to Dr. Mohamed if he's available to continue his presentation.
Dr. Dade, Dr. Mohamed still have internet issues. So Dr. Mohamed Salah will be the next one.
That's fine. Thank you so much.
Okay, Dr. Mohamed Salah, are you ready?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam.
Hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Can you hear me clear?
Yes.
Is the screen is visible for all of you?
Not yet.
1 minute. Is it clear?
Yes. No.
Still? Still not?
Perhaps you can share your file with Dr. Mahasin.
Okay. Dr. Roughaia, I sent the file for you.
Okay. Okay, I'll share my screen right now. Just a minute. Sorry for interruption, everyone. So I think my screen is available now. Do you see my screen? Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
No.
Yes, we can see right now.
Yes. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
We will talk about time management. Go on. What we will cover in this lecture, we will talk about introduction to time management, common time management mistakes, detecting difficulties in managing your time, and obstacles to effective time management, and procrastination and strategies to prevent it. Go on. What we mean by time management. Time management is using the time available to you effectively in order to get the task done effectively. Go on. Why do we need time management? First, to save time, also to reduce stress, also to be efficient and successful, to function effectively, to increase work output, to have more control of our jobs, responsibility, and be healthy. To be efficient, you must do what you want to do in a short time if it is possible. Common time management mistakes: failure to keep to do a list, failure to keep or to do a list, not setting personal goals, not prioritizing the important goals or the important objectives, failure to manage distraction, procrastination, and we will talk about it, taking on too much, thriving on basic, multitasking, not taking breaks, and ineffectively scheduling tasks. If you want to be efficient, do a list and make goals for anything or work that you want to do during the day. This can help and adapt you to know your ability for doing certain things or works and how many commitments and program you can achieve during the day. Set your goals. If you intend to do anything, you must know what you will benefit from what you will benefit and go on. Go on. Poor time management. What do we mean by poor time management? To do less than you expect, or inability to meet set deadlines. You put deadlines, but you uh, uh, you are not able to meet it. Spending much longer time on a single task and having less time to do the others. You waste your time in. You must do a list and set deadlines for what you want to do, and you must do it in the specified deadline. Go on, go on, go on. To achieve your potential the exam, it is important to manage your time effectively by first analyze your time and keep a focus, setting a goal, scheduling your time. Go on. Uh, Here we know how to detect the difficulties in managing your time. Go on. First, discuss some of the difficulties you face when trying to manage your time. This is a very thing to detect. Diagnose your difficulty. In order to manage your time more effectively, it is important to analyze where you are wasting time. To do this, we can utilize the RAG method. First, record, then analyze, and then to change. This is the RAG method to diagnose your difficulty and to effectively uh, record and analyze and change this difficulty. Go on. Then you have to prevent procrastination by Arabic speed. Procrastination, what does it mean? Procrastination means putting off a task you should be doing. For example, you need to get your homework done, but instead you make a cup of tea, then go on your phone, then have a chat with someone in the kitchen. 40 minutes later, you haven't even begun doing your homework. You waste your time for unuseful things. Why do we procrastinate? A task might be too unpleasant to face. This is one reason of procrastination, or too difficult, or very tedious, or boring. Go on. This video for procrastination. Strategies to prevent procrastination. There are many strategies to prevent procrastination. Here is a list. Here is a list of effective methods. First, to take action. Then, salami technique. Uh, then 5 minutes. Work on related tasks. Do the hardest bit first. You begin with the hardest thing. Set goals, make commitment, then you will reward yourself for achievement and change subject regularly. Go on. Strategies in details. Now we will take a closer look at 3 strategies to help prevent procrastination. Salami technique, then making commitment and rewarding yourself. These are 3 strategies to prevent procrastination. The salami technique involves breaking down the task to its smallest part and then working through each of them in order until the task is complete. This is really effective if you have a big piece of work to do and you are finding it hard to get started. Making commitment. Researchers or researchers have found that students work best when they are given tight deadlines for projects and assignments. They achieve higher grades and experience less stress. One, reward yourself. Study doesn't have to be all pain, no gain. When you get a piece of work done effectively without wasting time, you should reward yourself with a cup of tea, chocolate, quick break from the books. Having this reward at the end of the task will keep you motivated toward completing it. Go on. We will talk about obstacles to effective management. First, obstacle, unclear objectives. Then, disorganization. Uh, Number 3, inability to say no. It is very important to make objectives, plans, and goals not only for medicine, but in everything you do in your life. Learn to see no for anything you don't want it or that you feel it is wrong. Number 4, interruptions. Uh, More interruptions, periods of inactivity. Go on. We will continue in these hospitals. Too many things at once. Stress and fatigue, all work and no play. If you feel that you were stressed and fatigued, take a rest and break. Don't make all your time for working, but you have some time for your hobby and enjoyment. What to do for this? What to do to solve this or to prevent these obstacles? Recognize the obstacles first. The first thing is to recognize it. Then identify them. Then you employ strategies to overcome this, to overcome them. Go on. Go on. Planning your time. In order to use your time effectively, it is necessary to plan it out. By knowing what you have on a given week, you can plan around your commitment to make space for work and study. Go on. Go on. Goal setting. We will talk about how to overcome the previous obstacles. When you are studying, the temptation can be to maybe retreat to your bedroom. What exactly does studying mean? So, studying need to be broken down into specific goals and targets. Chunks of work that you want to achieve within a given time frame. Go on. These goals should be specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-based. This we summarize it in abbreviation SMART. You have to set goals, and these goals should be SMART. Then you have to prioritize. For the to do to be effective. You have to do what the thing to be in the top priority. To do the very thing that you think it is the first priority. Then you can delegate other people to help or do some of the tasks if they are a lot. Then you can delay the less important things. Also, you can delete others. This is the 4 Ds of prioritization. Go on. Go on. Then, but also you address for urgent. This is meaning of how to you prioritize. Accomplish what you can do early. Attach deadlines to what you delay. Go on. The third thing, after you set the goals and you prioritize some of them, you have to do list. A great way to plan out your SMART goals is to create or to do a list. To do a list is a very simple device. You just list all of the things you have to do on given day or perhaps weeks. The key to creating an effective to-do list is that each name on your list will be very specific, just like SMART goals. Check out the YouTube clinic here. To-do list. Go on. Also, you have to organize your objectives. Also, we said previously, you have to learn when to say no or something. All your tasks must be appointed. You cannot do everything. Don't undertake things you cannot complete. Don't undertake things you cannot complete. Go on. Use your waiting time. On public transportation, at the doctor's office, waiting for your when you're waiting for your plane, when you are early. These are times these are times you can use it for your to-do objectives. Consider your personal prime time. You have all of us, we have personal time that we can be available in it. Maybe in the morning, might be in the evening, it might be in the last night. Then you will celebrate with your success. Lastly, we can review this. First, we set goals, then you prioritize, then you organize, then you learn when to say no, then use your waiting time, then you concentrate on the task, then you consider your personal time, then you can celebrate your success. Question?
Thank you so much, Dr. Mohamed Salah, for great presentation. Any questions for Dr. Mohamed Salah? Or any comments? I know some of you work in the other countries like in the Gulf or in your home country or Europe. It might be different than what they work in the US when you are in residency. You will have seniors, and second year you will be one of the seniors. So you need to be able to manage your time accordingly. So for all of you who are planning to apply for the residency, internal medicine, family medicine, or any specialty that needs the step 3, I would encourage you to focus and plan to take step 3 as soon as you can. It will help you in your application. So thank you, Dr. Randa, for your comment. Any other addition? Thank you once again, Dr. Mohamed Salah. Is Mohamed back? Dr. Mahasin?
I don't think so, Dr. Nader.
All right.
Sorry, Dr. Nader, I have a question.
Yes, please go ahead, Dr. Abdullah.
Thank you. Dr. Nader, what do you think is better to like focus for step 3 or do like more research for, for upcoming match cycle?
Good question. So as Dr. Mohammed mentioned, Mohamed Salah, it depends on you and your time and what you are doing now. So if you are busy working, supporting your family, this is something. But if you have time and you can study, that might be a good option to start focusing on step 3. It's the step 3 will put you at a higher mark compared to other applicants, because most of the program, when they see that you already passed step 3, that will give them 2 points. One, assurance that you can join their program after your first year, you can continue to the second, third year, and you complete your residency with them. They will not have trouble down the road when you join their program. The other assurance is that if you pass step 3, there is a higher chance that you can pass the board from first go. So it will put them at ease that you already managed to pass step 3 before you join the residency, and you will be able to pass the board exam after your residency. So these are the 2 points that they will have when they see that you passed step 3. For you, additional point is if, for example, you applied next year through residency and you did not get into residency, there are some fellowship programs that will accept U.S. citizen or those will those with green card and some clinic experience. If you have step 3, you can join these fellowship programs. And we had some fellows from our program join the fellowship program in geriatric and infectious disease in nephrology. And then after they do their fellowship, they can come back to residency. So it's kind of a backwards approach to training. So these are the 3 points when you have step 3. In some of the programs, if you don't do it and they accept you, you're supposed to do it within the first year of residency. And if you don't pass it or if you don't do it, then you cannot go from first year to the second year. And this will cause them problems. They will have a spot which is empty, and sometimes they may lose that spot for the program. So they take it a little bit serious when they ask you to take step 3 in your first year. So this about step 3. Compare it to the research. What I suggest is if you have extra time, do some work in the research. If you have some production of, let's say, poster or papers or mobile applications, something that you can add to your CV that will show them that you are also able to manage your time wisely, and also you are able to obtain some of the skills in research, for example. So you will add some points to their program when you join their program. So if you can do both, that would be great. If you have to pick one of them, I suggest you pick step 3. And then after you're done with step 3, you can join in this group or other groups if you are working on research. There are something that you can do in the meantime. Let's say you want to do minor stuff that doesn't involve a lot of time. What you can do is you can join some of the projects that are going on. For example, mobile application development. There are some groups that are working on developing an app for patients with renal disease or patients with diabetes and so on. So you can join the team and tell them that you will be on the section or the team that will work on spreading or testing the app, or you will be available to help after you do step 3. So you will be considered working in a project while you are preparing for step 3. And when you are done with step 3, you can come back and take some of the tasks, or you can test the app, or you can spread the word about that app with your connections in your whatever social media, in your Facebook, in your LinkedIn, or in your let's say other WhatsApp group, for example. Did I answer your question?
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Nader. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
No worries. Dr. Saida, go ahead, please.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Dr. Nader. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, good. Thanks.
Thank you so much. I'm working on a few projects with my teams, but I have an idea for application, and I want someone who have experience. I want you to connect me with someone who's experienced in application. As for now, we are 3, but we need someone expert in application development, so he can help us. So can you please recommend someone?
I can give you, I'm not sure if she is in today, but Dr. Amal Alamin, she is one of the earlier fellows who started learning about the development of the mobile application. So Amal Alamin, you can find it in the app. And Sulafa, she is another one who worked on the app. So we have 2 at least. But what I suggest is, what's your idea about the app that you want to develop?
So my idea is about a depression tracker in adolescents. I'm interested in adolescent and pediatrics. So sorry for the noise. So my idea is about the depression tracker for adolescents. It's specified, in a simple way that what's the degree of their depression and when they can ask for help or return to their psychiatrist. So that's my idea, basically.
Sounds good. So for that, I'm going to share the screen with you here, and let's see. So you can use ChatGPT, you can use Gemini, Google Gemini, or DeepSeek, or Copilot, any of the AI. You can start using that to have an idea about All right. So what you can do is you can ask the ChatGPT, or in this case, for example, no. So what you can do, you can create an outline for your app. So can you outline mobile application, for example, or you want adolescent or children, what age kind of?
I want adolescent from 10 to 19 or 18.
Okay. So what you want to track, their symptoms, their disease, or their any specific area?
Yeah, I want to track their symptoms, especially after treatment. Like if they started antidepressant and then tracking their symptoms on a weekly basis or daily basis.
So if you put it something like that, the more you add to the prompt, the better. So here you specify the age group and you are tracking certain symptoms or the symptoms and the treatment, and see what it will do for you. So it will give you an outline of what that app will look like. So you need the app name. You want to have some features that might be applied to your app. It can track the emotions, other aspects. And these are the things that you may need in your app development. So what you need to do is you can create a WhatsApp group where people will join you and see if they are interested in those who are interested in pediatric, or those who are interested in applying to psych residency, for example. And then you can divide this to them. So the first thing you want to get the group on. So I'm gonna show you. We use different tools to develop an app. One of them is very simple. It's called Glide app. So I'm gonna tweak this so that we can, okay.
Okay.
So Glide app is a no code. So you don't need to know the coding behind the scene or behind the app. So this is how they will look like. So you want to create a user, for example, table where they can put their name, age, or contact information, for example. And then you need some other tables, for example, the treatment, the activity, or the check-in to see their symptoms, and so on. So this is the framework of that. And all this in step one. This can be done in Google Sheet. So you will open Google Sheet. First sheet, you will add this. Second sheet, you will add this, or tap in the sheet. And then third tab and fourth tab. You can add as many. But the app will create, if you have the sheet, it will create some, and then you can modify. So in the app, you will have to go to new app, like Glide apps, and then you can create from that sheet. Then the designing part is kind of the way you want to modify so that the user will either put an input or review some information. For example, you will have the user screen or home screen. User can log in, or they can add whatever action they want to add, let's say their mood or their new medication or track the treatment, so on. And then there are different other screens. For example, screen number 2 will be about checking as a form. You want to put a mood slider from 1 to 5. How do you feel? Whatever, how is your sleep? How many hours you slept, and so on. And then the third screen will be about treatment, and fourth screen, and so on. So this is how we did it in the past. And then you can add to that some specific features. So you can add whatever visibility, for example, push notification if they want to remind them about now can you add your log or complete your tracking log information, for example. And then you want some people to work on getting the privacy and compliance pages so that they know which component you want to use and how you keep that private. So there are some Glide app that were already done, for example, so you can look at them, or you can look at some example in Apple Store or Google Play Store and see how these are developed and how you can test them and see which features you want to add to your app. My suggestion is you want to start with very simple, and then you build each feature along the way. It has some limitation, the Glide app development. It's easy to develop. It doesn't involve a lot of skills or coding, or it's just the idea, or you already have the idea. And then the sheet, you already know how to build the Google Sheet, for example. And then it will be available if you create the screens. It shouldn't take long to develop an app. And usually what I suggest is you start with this so that you know it's like a demo version. You want to know if you want to improve certain parts, if you want to test it, if you want to look at what can be changed. This is the first step to develop an app easy from scratch, and it shouldn't take long. If you have any question about any of these, then you can just highlight and just ask them for clarification. And it will show you the steps, or it will show you what exactly involved and how to do it and so on, if that makes sense. So this is the first way of doing it, and it will help you creating some of the basic of, let's say, screen and so on. Do you have a specific question for me?
So how many persons supposed to be working on the application development?
So the development itself, it has no limit. So your team can be 10, can be 100. It depends on who is interested and who has some time. And as I told the fellow who asked before, if you have some of the fellows who are interested, but they don't have the time now, what you can do is you can identify certain tasks and leave this for the one who are busy to be done in the future. For example, if you have 5 fellows who are interested and available now, and they can do some stuff, so ask one of them to create the sheet. So go to step 1, how you can create this Google Sheet. Maybe 1 or 2, they can just copy paste this heading and put it in a new sheet. So if I go here, sheet, I just add it here, it will be created. So this is tab number 1, whatever that tab, and then you add tab number 2 with whatever in the table, in the second table, if that makes sense. So this task can be done by 1 person or 2 person. They can share this and work together. So this is the backbone of your app, for example. Then you can ask another 2 fellows or 3 to work on the user end where they can develop the screen. So after we are done with this sheet, then you go to step 2, how to connect the sheet. So one of the fellows will create a Glide app account and then pull out this Google Sheet and create the app. So the first thing it will be done, the app will analyze the sheet and create some screens for you. So these fellows will tweak, will add, will remove, will modify these screens so that it can be similar to step 2, which is screen 1, the home screen, what you want to do, screen 2, the daily check-in, and so on. So you modify your app screens and the tabs in the screen this way. So let's say the 10 people who are involved in the development of this app now, they did the first part, the second part, and now we want to look at the app itself. So you want to see if additional fellows, they will test the app for you. So after you create the app, you share the link with them, and then they will test it, and they will tell you, hey, this feature here is not working well. It's broken, or it's not clear what it means or whatever. So you come back and ask your team to modify it to make it clear or fix it, whatever broken thing or anything that needs to be clarified or improved. Or they can work on changing the colors, changing the layout, and so on. So after you're done with and you are happy with the app itself, you can see if other fellows can add some comments for improvement. Let's say some features they want to see. Let's say you didn't add one of the features. So this will be features to be added to second iteration or the version number 2. So you start with version number 1, a very simple app, and then you can add more features as you go along. This is the first part of the development. And then the second part of the development is how can you use this, distribute that to the public. So this comes when you have more fellows in your team that will have more connections or networking, or people with time, or they can help distribute your app. So you can ask them to ask other friends, families, patients to work on that, if that makes sense. Any questions?
Well, that sounds so great. Thank you so much, Dr. Nader. I will reach to the Dr. Amal and Dr. Sulafa, and we are 3 for now. And yeah, I will keep you updated, Dr. Nader. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. So the second way of doing it is more advanced, where you want to apply the same concept, but you want to upload that and publish it in the either Google Play mobile application store or Apple Store. For that, you may need to use another tool. It's called Codular, and it's also no coding, but it involves how you move around with certain things. So it will need some learning curve. If you have time to do that, that's well and good. If some of the fellows on your team, they want to learn that, that's well and good. or if Dr. Amal or Sulava have some time, they can help that for you, if that makes sense, so that you can end up publishing it in the store. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nader. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Dr. Saida. Any other questions? So I'm gonna go over some. If you have questions, please raise your hand and interrupt me. So I'm gonna ask you to do this as a homework for you guys. It's a very simple thing to do. Let's try to apply the same concept I was talking about, but with this very simple app. So I'm gonna use the same. So let's try to create a create an app that can calculate BMI. And I'm gonna take you step by step and develop an app with very simple way, and then we will go to the next step is complicated way and so on. So if you ask ChatGPT, or in this case DeepSeek, about the app itself, it needs variables, and these variables will have the height, the weight. You can use it in centimeter and kilogram in this case, or we can convert them into inches and pounds. And then it's gonna calculate the BMI. And then it can give you some classification, categorization, or you can add some comments. So what I'm gonna do just very basic thing. So if you can create that sheet again, so just go to sheet new, and then I'm gonna name it BMI, for example. So again, you will have the main component here is the height of the person, the weight of the person, and the BMI. But I don't know what the equation for the BMI here. So it's already calculated for me, but I want to have a calculator, or in this case, an equation where I can multiply, divide, and so on. So I'm gonna delete this, and I'm gonna go back to DeepSeek, and I say I can show. So I'm gonna ask them just to display the equation for me. So the formula is BMI equals this and this. So it's here. So this is a formula. Basically, what I want to do is I want to square the height and divide the weight by that, I think. So this is the equation. So I can modify that here. I'm gonna say this will equal the weight divided by the height times the height, and so on. Or I can copy paste it from the ChatGPT here. So if the weight here is this, oops, D2, which is the cell, is greater than 0, and then I will calculate the height, which is also C2 is more than 0, then I will get the weight in kilogram, which is D2, divided by the height, which is C2 in square. So for example, if I have a problem here, I'm gonna go back to chat and say, can you fix this Google Sheet equation? And then I will give him the equation. So here we go, and then you can copy that and put it here. So we have the calculation done for me. So I'm gonna create a screen here. Let's say the color is orange here. So this is the screen where the user will come and put their information. So I want them to put the weight and I want them to put the height. Here I'm gonna make it white. So for example, this will be screen 1 where the patient will, or the person will, the user will put some number. My weight is 140 or no, 30 kilogram. And then my height is 130 centimeter. I want them to calculate and get the results here. Your BMI is, and then I want the calculation to be in yellow here, for example. So I can do the same. So the patient will use this as entry point, and this entry point where they will add their weight, their height, and it will calculate and it will display the information here. So I'm gonna just copy this into here. This is a simple way, but I'm gonna move the weight will be D9.
The best line that would fit this data, but since the dots are spread apart from each other, you would get weaker correlation. You can still say as age increases, blood pressure increases, but the correlation or the strength of the correlation is not as.
Sorry about that. So this will be the equation. So D9, this will be D11 or C11. Oops. C11. I'm going to do it a different way. So for example, this is the weight in kilogram. I'm going to refer this to, and I'm going to change this to this. So whenever the user is changing this weight, it's going to change here, and the calculation will be changed. If they change the height, they will change the height here, and then the equation or the BMI will be calculated. So here, it will show me the output here. So if you just focus on the orange box, if I change this to 50, my weight is 50, then my BMI will be changed to 34.7. If my weight is now 60, then it's gonna be 40. So far, it's very simple app, and I only need two variables, the weight, the height, and a calculator where I can have an equation where I put these two input into an equation or formula, and then I'll get the output. And then here I will have my output. So every one of you should be able to do that. Very simple. It's only a BMI, like using a Google Sheet. Let's make it a little bit user-friendly and informative to the patient. Let's say if the BMI is more than, let's say, 25, it's gonna be obese. If they are 30, it's gonna be morbidly obese or something. Let's just do a cutoff, just to show information. So if they are less than 25, okay, between 25 to 30 equal obese, and more than 30 morbidly obese. I'm just making these numbers. Okay, and I can change the colors as a new feature. So if the BMI is less than 25, then I wouldn't do anything. I will make it empty. If the BMI is 25 to 30, I'm gonna make it state that you are in the category obese, for example. If it's more than that, you are in the morbidly obese, for example. If that makes sense. So here it will be empty, it will be you are obese, this. And I will show this information here. So it depends on what this value is. If the BMI is 25, then less than that, I will not display anything. But more than that, I will display obese. Let's take it one step at a time. So I'm gonna use if equation. So this is the message. Oops. I want to display in case the BMI is more than 25. If E2 is greater than 25, then I want to display this. If it's less than that, I want to display nothing. So this will be the equation, and I'm gonna show that. So here, you see if it's 25 or more, then it will say this. I'm gonna do the same, but for 30. So I'm gonna change here. If 2 is greater than 30, then it's morbidly obese. So this is how you do the if equation. So if the BMI is greater than 25, I'm gonna go here. If it's greater than 30, I'm gonna go here, and so on. So these are the two options that I can do. And I want to display the sentence here. So this will be, if this is empty, I will not do anything. If this is empty, I will not do anything. If this is not empty, I'm gonna show it. So I can display everything here. So I can start with one thing. Let's say equal this here. I'm gonna be changing that into red and bold and increase the size. Oh, let's say, yeah. So and I'm gonna make it, let's say, gray. So if the weight is 20, so if the weight is 10, for example, the calculation for BMI is 6, this will be blank. If it's 20, it's still blank because it's 13. If it's 30, it's blank. But as soon as go to 40, it will show me something here. So this is how you build your app, for example. So you need some input from the user, some output, and then some educational material or some whatever you want to message. For example, in this example, they say, check up with your family doctor or annual checkup or something. So this is very simple way of developing an app using the concept of a calculator, in this case, a BMI calculator. So if I want to do the same, but I want to use Glide app, this is how it will ask me. So I'm gonna ask him, can you show me how to develop? So if I want to use Glide app, it will first of all, it will tell me how to create the sheet. So this is the sheet with some example. And then the Glide app itself, I'm gonna connect the sheet, and then I'm gonna go with the screens. So the first screen might be just the login, and then second screen will be designed for the user to put their input as weight and height, and then the calculator button to calculate, and then the output button to display what is a value. And then you can add the category if you want to, if it's obese, underweight, overweight, and morbidly obese, and so on. So this is an example here, for example. So if it's 18, underweight, if it's less than 25, healthy, if it's more than 30, overweight, and so on. And then you can add more features. So maybe a new screen with a chart. Then you can show the trend over time. So in January, your BMI is this, in February is this, and so on. So you can create different charts. For example, this is a line chart that can show. And then you can add the privacy and safety and so on. So for the user to look at. You can add more features like the dark mode and learn more, or therapy view, or whatever. So this is the sheet that you want to use for the app development in Glide app. Do you have questions? Yasin, do you have any comments or question? Go ahead.
Hello.
Oh.
I understand how Google Sheet and Excel sheet working, but I didn't get how the Glide app working and how we can do that.
So I'm gonna show you in action. So if I share the screen with you now. So I'm gonna just use this and put it in the new here. So far you can do this. You can name it PMI version 1, for example. Okay. So if I want to go to glideapp.com or glideapps.com, you can log in, use your Gmail account. So when you log in first time, it will ask you, do you want to develop a new app? Yes, I want a new app here. And it will ask you about the app. Okay, let's say I want to use it for non-profit. I found that on YouTube. How many working? Just me. So when you start the app, let's say via my calculator. So it can develop the app for you. In this instance, they use like a ChatGPT artificial intelligence at the background. So they can create it for you, or you can develop it from the screen or the Google Sheet. So next, all right. So so this is the app itself. It has a data set here. So the data set has similar to the okay, let's go back here. I'm going to show you from scratch. So you go here, new app, and you want it from Google Sheet. And you continue. And then you want to import it from Google Sheet once. Oh, for some reason it's not. For some reason, I got an error here. So basically, you want to create it from the spreadsheet, and sometimes it will just get it from the variables that in the sheet, and it will create some screens for you. And you can modify these screens. You can modify the look or the color or the variables or what you want to display and what you want to remove. So it just needs you to play around with it until you figure out and find the final results for you. And then you can share it with your team and see if there is any other changes you want to add, if that makes sense. Do you have question? Go ahead, Dr. Ryan.
Okay, firstly, thank you very much. This was incredible for the first time. And I want to ask, did you, in your previous apps or in your experience, if anyone want to like raise put a photos, for example, to put investigation results for example, if we want to develop an app for teleconsultation, which will be in a good way helping Sudanese during the war, they can put their investigation, and there is to be a doctors that will go through everyone, raise his condition or so on, and go through. Did this also possible?
Sorry, I couldn't get your question clear for some reason. So you want to develop an app that can be used by a Sudanese group?
Yes, for example, the app mainly for patients, and will get like remote consultation. Will be a developer to get the consultant.
So you can use the available apps for telemedicine if it's just the video, or you want additional features?
No, I want to add additional feature like they can, for example, put their investigation results. For example, they go to get some labs and they have results for some investigations, and they raise it in addition to their comment about what they are having right now.
Excellent. So you want to let the user be able to share with you their lab results, for example, X-ray or imaging results and so on. They put it in.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Okay. So that's different than the telemedicine that you were talking about, the video, but by itself as a consultation. If you asking about just sharing, that's also doable. It's similar to what we just did. So instead of the BMI will be, you require a variable that's the weight and another variable that's the height, and then you calculate. In your case, it will be, can you add your lab results? So it's gonna be either they enter my hemoglobin is so and so, or you can ask them to upload an image that's for the lab. And variable 2, it's gonna be the same, my X-ray shot, whatever the report saying, so they enter it, or they can upload the image of the report as a PDF or as an image to the sheet. So it's gonna be whatever variables that you want. In your case, lab results, imaging reports, for example, just to make it simple. And then who will review this? So you want a user who is able to interpret or read this and then give feedback. So that's a different user. So the first user will be the patient. The second user will be the specialist or the consultant or the doctor. So for the doctor, they can access these files, review these files, and then put back the report analysis or the recommendations. Am I going the step?
Yeah, yes, this is exactly what I'm asking about.
So that's a good idea, and we can work on that. So you can again use Google Sheet to display what you want the user to have, similar to the BMI. So you want the variables that the user will be either entering or sharing or uploading as documents, for example. So you want a sheet where you want to put all these variables that you think about, and this can be added on, like as you create version 1, it will be just the lab and the imaging. When you develop it more, maybe you want to add additional whatever, let's say physical exam or imaging like dermatology or something. So that will be as additional. So you start with 2 variables, lab and imaging of X-ray report, for example. So this is the user will just put this. If you want to add more, like what their symptoms or what their question, what and the reason they had this investigation, for example. So the patient will have at least 3 entry field or information that you want to capture. This is the user or the patient screen, and then what's will be saved in your sheet, for example. Then the consultant or the doctor sheet, where they will be able to review these investigations like the lab or the imaging. And then in their screen, they can add or put in their feedback. Let's say they will say, you need to repeat the lab, you need to do this and that, and whatever input they want to do. So they will have a checkpoint where they checked the lab, checkpoint where they checked the X-ray, and then they can put a text where they will say, in my opinion, I want you to do this and this and what I think. That's the simplest way of doing the app, for example. And then in version 2, when you test it, you want to say, oh, but I want the physician to be able to do whatever X, Y, and Z. So you can add that to the ability for the physician or the doctor to the consultant, if that makes sense. So it's doable. You can do it in Google Sheet, and then you can build it and play around with Glide app. When you are happy with it, you can test it, and then you can modify it, as I mentioned to Dr. Sana, that you can use a more advanced tool. It's called Canva, not Canva, Cadular. And then with all these features, you can create that app using Cadular, and you can be able to build it and share it in the Glide store or Google store or Apple store, and you can benefit your patients, if that makes sense.
Yes, thank you very much. I will formulate a brief abstract and I will share it with you in email, inshallah. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Any other questions or any other comments, any other ideas, or any other updates? Go ahead, Dr. Mohamed Al-Haj, go ahead.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Dr. Nadir.
Hello.
Thank you for the app developing explanation. It was really great. And I think Dr. Rayan idea is really great. Go ahead with it. Actually, we have two projects we are planning to do, and we wanted to see your input in it. They are both about chronic kidney disease. We did a questionnaire for a demographic of chronic kidney diseases in 4 states in Sudan. It was a cross-sectional study. We did the questionnaire, but unfortunately, we had to increase the participants because there's some data we couldn't get without the people that were working on those specific hospitals. hospitals. So now we're about 14 in each of the project. So we want to send you the abstract. We haven't finished with the manuscript yet. So one of them, the title is Comorbidities of Patients Undergoing Hemodialysis in Sudan. And the other one is sociodemographic characteristics of Sudanese patients with end-stage renal disease.
Sounds good. If you can send them, I'll review and then give you feedback. And also, I will include Dr. Ahmed. He is a nephrologist, so we'll seek his input as well. Thank you.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. Anyone else? Any updates? Any questions or comments or suggestions, ideas?
Yes, doctor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Asia from Yemen. I have two ideas, but I don't know, it's weird or no. I know, like the same area I live, they have, I see the clinical research, but I'm thinking if I talk to her, I'll go over there and ask them if they any connect between like Dr. Nadir and the clinical research, they can help me or they can give me data or can do anything together. Is anyone do that before or only like idea?
No, in the past, we have collaboration. So we worked with some people in Yemen and in Saudi Arabia and here in the US. So we have a group of fellows who were interested in cardiology. So they were able to collaborate with one of the university, I think, with a cardiologist, and they have some data and they work together to present this in one of the conferences. So we have collaboration in the past. So it depends on how open or how the people that you will contact, if they are interested in doing research together. So if they have data and they want us to analyze and publish and so on, we can create a group and where you will be involved in some of these steps and you can publish it under your name or your team. And then some will be able to either in person or virtual presentation, for example, as a poster, or if they want to publish as a paper, also we can work together to submit a manuscript to the journal together.
Great, because I'm new, I don't have any idea like before. That's why I'm asking you. Like I'm live now right now in the California in the Bay Area. I will go on Monday if you give us your like direct number. I can talk to him, and if you have any recommendation, I can give it to him. Like I start work with the Dr. Nadir, and we can like connect between them and us if we can.
Yeah, so just let me ask you a few questions. So you want to meet with them on Monday. Who are they?
The I saw only the clinical research.
In
I don't know.
a clinic, what?
Yeah, clinic, yes. Is the clinical research is only I saw from the outside clinical research. That's it.
So it's a center kind of the title
Yes.
is
Yes.
clinical research.
Yes.
So in that case, you want to introduce yourself and see if they are available to, first of all, to include you as a volunteer in some of the research that they are working. Most likely they have many projects that are there, and most likely they will invite or they will accept you as a volunteer if you have some time to help them. The question is what area they need help and if you are able to help with that or not. If they say we want you to do data analysis, but you don't have any idea about that, what you can answer them is, I'm gonna learn how to do the data analysis, and then I'm gonna help you with that. So there are different ways of doing the analysis. For example, a tool called SPSS. You can learn about SPSS and then tell them I'm ready to handle the data. Or if they want you to write an abstract, then you'll say, yeah, I can do that if you are able to, or you tell them, I'm gonna learn about that and I'm gonna come back and do it for you. So you do whatever you want to do with them, the thing that they need, and whatever you can do or you will learn and be able to do. In that sense, you will be an addition to their team. If, for example, you are with them and then you want to add more or you need more help, then you can say, now can we do a collaboration with the program that Dr. Nader created. It's a TGRF Research Fellowship. We work in teams, so I might have some of the fellows are interested to help and get involved. So let's say they are working on patients with chronic kidney disease. So in this group, there might be a few fellows who are interested in nephrology. So from these fellows, maybe some 2 or 3, they can join you and help you, help them do some of the projects or complete some of the tasks together remotely, if that makes sense.
Okay, great. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Thanks.
The second question, my friend, she's in Yemen, and she finished the research about the vaccination, prevent the disease. She finished it like the last week, like it's public right now. Can we get any like benefit from her research? Do like for her or no?
Sorry, your voice goes in and out. I couldn't hear. So you have your friend in Yemen. She did the vaccination. What exactly she did there?
Prevent vaccination can prevent the disease.
So she collected data about disease and like prevention using vaccination.
Yeah, she collected from 2017 to 2021.
So she had some data.
Yes, yes.
And what exactly she wants to do with the data?
What does that mean?
So
like how many
when
people they take the vaccine and not to have the polio disease like that? How many
already-
kids they not take the disease vaccine and
No, my question is, she already has the data. She already collected some information about how many patients with this, how many vaccinated, and so on. So she already have a spreadsheet that has data, I assume.
yes, yes.
So the question I have is, what in their mind or in the plan is to do with this? So the next step is to analyze and then produce it in a format. We have 2 formats. One is to make it as an abstract that can be presented in a conference as a poster. And the other is to write it as a paper that will be submitted to a journal, and then that journal will publish it as an article or as a paper. So it depends on what they want, your friend, what she or he wants. So if they want to do a conference poster presentation, that's an easier way. So you need to collaborate with your friend, working on how can you analyze the data she or he has, and then come up with an abstract that can be submitted to a conference. So the next step after you finish the abstract, you want to see which conference can accept such information that you can help publish in that conference. And then you can take it and submit it to the conference. If your friend wants to publish as an article, then you need to work with him or her on writing a manuscript after you analyze the data, and then see how can you finish that as a manuscript, and then see which journal will accept such manuscript, and then submit it to that journal and see if they accept it. If they reject it, you will go to the next journal and submit it and see, and so on, if that makes sense.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much, Doctor. I will talk to her and
Okay.
see. Thank
Well,
you.
you're welcome.
Dr. Nader, I have a question.
Yes.
So now I have an idea for research. If I collected data and make analysis for data, and I want to do like abstract and presented this abstract in conference, what I'm thinking, what about affiliation? Should I have an affiliation or?
It shouldn't be a big of a deal. Most of the conferences will ask, but it's not a required option. It's just most of the people here in the US, they will be either students, medical students, or they are in residency, and most of the residency program will be affiliated with some sort of hospital or institution like university and so on.
Yes, yes, you're right, doctor. I'm asking, especially for me, I'm an international medical student. I have a gap here, so I'm not working. So how can present this abstract in conference?
So in the past, we were successful in presenting in different conferences. And when they ask, I will tell the fellows to put the Telegeriatric Research Fellowship.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're
So
welcome.
you can provide this affiliation for me too?
You can put it as you are a fellow in our program.
Yes.
And when you are asked about the affiliation, you will just put your program, the Telegeriatric Research.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Thank you so much. It's very helpful. Thank you. God
Well,
bless you.
God bless all. Thanks. Any other questions or any other comments, ideas, suggestions? Anything unclear? So I want you to do me a favor. If you have some time during next week, I want you to replicate what we did today, like the BMI app, and share it with your team. Let's say if you are in the blue one or purple team, talk to your team leader and say, hey, I developed this using the Google Sheet. I want you to share with the other fellows and see if you want to show them how you did it, or if you want to get their feedback of if they can do it and ask questions that you can answer, and so on. So the first step, I want you to understand the concept and apply this concept with a simple thing that like the BMI. And later on, if you get that concept, I want you to teach some of the fellows in, let's say, in your group about that concept and apply. By doing so, you will have two things under your belt, or you can talk about in the interview season, because in the past, some of the fellows in this group program, they were asked about what they did and what they learned and what they during their fellowship, what skills they learned, for example. So you will be a unique candidate when you apply to these programs if you have the interview and they ask you about this fellowship. So you will say, we started with developing an app, simple one, let's say BMI, and my job was to learn and teach. So you talk about your experience with your team and so on. So you can talk about that. And the other point is that as you go along the first 2-3 steps of develop this simple app, you can open the door for yourself or other team members to work on other ideas and you start using the same concept in handling your ideas to help other patients. Let's say let's say that, or some of the fellow ask about the patients with mental illness, or patients with renal disease, or patients with whatever disease that you think about. Then you can manipulate or tweak your app development skills to match your population or your patient population. By doing so, you will have a good, unique idea, and then we can help you develop that app, for example, and you will have your team and people who are interested in this population, and maybe you can help others. So it's going to be a benefit for you, and it's going to be benefit for the other fellows in this program. And you can do also collaboration with other, if you have some friends out in the community or other countries, if that makes sense. So start slow. I want you just to create a sheet, create BMI variables, and see if you can get the calculation done, and then create that similar to what I showed you, and share this with some of the fellows and try to answer their questions and see if they can develop something like that. This is, I think, the first step we can do together. Thank you. Any other questions or?
Dr. Nader, I have a question. After my affiliation as geriatric fellowship, so I have to do research in this specific area in geriatric, or can I, it's free for anything I want?
So that the name is telegeriatric, but we are not focused only on geriatric. In this group, we started with geriatric, but we had some fellows who did pediatric. We have some fellows who joined neurology residency, residency, psychiatry, and other nephrology, infectious disease fellowship. And some of them just went for, like one of the fellows went for Harvard to do master degree. So there is no limitation to geriatric. We want to know the concept, and then you can apply that in whatever field. Or
okay, this is good news. Thank you, Dr. Nader. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Good. So we are near closing, so I'd like to thank you all for attending this meeting, and I'd like to thank all the presenters from today, the moderator, Dr. Mahasin, and all the great presentations from today, and all the nice questions. And also, I'd like to thank all those who will come and review the recording in the future. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful day. See you next week. And if you have any questions, comments, please reach out, and you can send me an email, or you can text or call. I'll be happy to help as much as we can. Thank you. Have a great day. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Jazakallah khair.
Jazakallah khair, Dr. Noor.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum assalam.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Salam.
You're welcome, Dr. Abdullah. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nader.
Thank you, Dr. Abdullah. Have a good one. Bye-bye.